Hello everyone, welcome to Something's Cooking with Alpa, and I've been getting a lot of requests to make something sweet, make something which kids can also make, which is with no fire recipes. So today I bring you my Swiss roll recipe, which you can actually make it with your kids and not be worried because there is no fire which is involved. And let's begin at the process of making this Swiss roll. So what you're gonna need to make this Swiss roll is you're gonna need some Marie Biscuits, about 250 grams, 3 tablespoons of butter. I've separated them both because we're going to need it at 2 places. 1 teaspoon of coffee powder, 1 teaspoon of cocoa powder, 1/4 cup of chocolate syrup, 3/4 cup of milk. We might require a little bit more or a little bit less. We'll see when we start working on it. About 1 tablespoon of chocolate chips, mini chocolate chips that is, 1/4 teaspoon of elaichi powder, that's cardamom powder. I've taken powdered sugar, 1/2 cup, and 1 cup of desiccated coconut, and that is about it. And as you guys saw that I'm using a lot of chocolate because I know that kids are absolutely going to love this recipe. They're going to love making it as well as eating it. So let's begin with our process. So I'm taking my blender and putting all these biscuits in here. So we are going to make a fine powder out of these biscuits. Our marigold powder is ready. Now all we need to do is add our dry ingredients first, which is starting with coffee powder, cocoa powder, some butter, and the chocolate syrup. Now we are simply going to mix this using clean hands. We are going to mix this all together. Now it's time for us to slowly add the milk and make this into a soft dough. I'll show you once the dough is ready. Okay guys, look at our dough. It's so nice and soft. It's so chocolatey and it is looking so good that I feel like eating it, but that will have to wait. I'm gonna keep it aside and let's start working on our filling. So in a bowl, I'm gonna add our desiccated coconut along with our powdered sugar, the cardamom powder, which is elaichi powder, 1 tablespoon of butter, and tad bit of milk, just about 1 or 2 teaspoons of milk. And now I am simply going to mix everything together till the time everything comes and starts holding. That is how we want it. So if we need, we can add a little bit more milk to this. You can also replace milk by water if you wish, but I just feel milk tastes much better than water. Our desiccated coconut mix, our filling is ready. Now let's keep that aside. Meanwhile, I already taped our parchment paper on the table so that when we are rolling on it, it does not move. And I've also applied a thin layer of butter on top of it. Now guys, I have divided our dough into 2 equal parts, and I'm going to take one part and show you one style, and I'm going to take the other part and give you a bonus style. So let's begin with the part 1. Now using a rolling pin, you just basically are going to roll our dough. And then using your hands, you guide the dough like this. You keep pressing it from inside, but making sure that your other hand is supporting the outside as well. And then again, roll the dough. This is done. Look at it. It's looking amazing. Look at the corners, and this is the thickness that I wanted it to be at. It's all as thick as a stuffed paratha. So now I'm just basically going to add our coconut filling on top of it. So we're going to add the filling, and then we are just going to use our hands and fingers to spread it out evenly. So we spread it out very gently, very evenly all over. So look at it, our coconut filling is nicely applied evenly. I've left a little bit towards the edges, and now it's time for us to just sprinkle some choco chips, and then just gently press our choco chips in the coconut filling. Now I'm removing the tape from the bottom, and very gently, with very gentle hands, we are going to make a roll out of our dough. So very gently start rolling our dough. Use the parchment paper, and that will help you roll it even more evenly. So parchment paper is there to help you out. Look at that. And now just very gently roll it like that, so to even out the surface. So now roll it back again in the parchment paper, guys, and after this we are going to refrigerate it for the next 4 to 5 hours. Not in the freezer, in the refrigerator for 4 to 5 hours. Okay guys, for the second style, take that second dough that you had kept aside, divide it into half, and then roll it into a square shape. So basically you will get 2 square shapes. Then on one, apply the coconut filling, sprinkle some choco chips, and then press them lightly. And now we are simply going to lift our one side very gently, very gently. If it breaks, don't worry, it can break, and land it on top over here like that. Perfect. Wherever it's broken, you just use your fingers to attach it. So all our edges are nicely set in. Now I'm just going to cover it up with the parchment paper like this and keep it in the fridge for the next 4 to 5 hours. So guys, this is not the end. The end result, you are going to see a very different, we are going to make some interesting cuts, and that is what is going to really make this dish look very unique and different. So I will see you back in the next 4 to 5 hours. Okay guys, it's been 4 hours now and I've just removed them out of the refrigerator. Let's move this aside and work on our roll right now. So let's unroll it, unwrap it, and now we can start cutting it. So basically I'm just simply going to start cutting it from the corners like that and keep this one aside. Now taking 1 inch apart, we're gonna start cutting them like this. Look at this guys, our rolls are looking so amazing. They've come out so amazing. They are a little bit delicate and you have to be careful when you're cutting them, so do it very gently, but amazing. Isn't that just really great? And now we are just simply going to work on our second batch. And let's keep this aside and let's work on our second batch. Okay guys, so if you're wondering what we're gonna do with this, we are going to cut it in the shape of Kaju Katli. And it's a very popular dish and I like to call this version Cocoa Coco Kali. So let's begin with making our Cocoa Coco Katlis. So tilt it a bit and then just make light insertions. Okay guys, now we are starting from the other side and we just keep going like this. Now don't keep it very straight, you have to go a little diagonal, okay? So guys, now the markings are in place and now it's time for us to start cutting. I always suggest for this to always mark it first and then cut it. After the cutting is done, now this is how it's going to look like, your Cocoa Coco Kali. So look at the layers, amazing, right? Like the coconut, on the top, the chocolatey part, and I cannot resist. I am just going in, and this is my taste test. Absolutely delicious. I cannot stop eating this. Anyways guys, you got to make this because I will not be able to stop shoving this in my mouth right now. But all I want to tell you is you got to make this. Try it with your kids, make it for your kids, and also do store this in an airtight container in the refrigerator, and it will last for a long time. And I hope you enjoyed spending time with me, and I will see you very soon. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. Take care. Bye bye.